I used to have a very, very bad relationship with money. I felt guilty having it. I felt guilty spending it. And even the thought about having more of it made me feel really uncomfortable because I wanted to be the good girl and my nervous system just couldn't cope because it's rooted in feminine conditioning that wanting money or wanting more of it is greedy. So because of this, many of us have learned to suppress that dark feminine energy that is actually only wanting the best for us. So I learned to suppress that dark feminine energy that actually only wanted the best for me. But more about my personal story later. What I'm getting at here is women have been holding back to go for what they actually want out of the fear of being labeled. So as soon as that dark feminine part of yourself starts talking to you, you immediately shush it. Historically, women with resources have been seen or labeled as a threat, mainly to men. We carry this collective shadow that says women with wealth are cold or lonely or just evil. But to the dark feminine, however, money is simply amplified energy. So reclaiming your right for this wealth is actually more a spiritual level. It's more an inside narrative, not labeling the money as something evil or negative, but simply seeing it as something that gives you the power to change the world or to change your world. If you want to join in the classroom, we are doing a deep dive into our money shadow. So if you want to come and heal your money shadow with us, the link is down below. Because wanting money or more money is actually a natural desire. You want more of it, or you want financial freedom, or whatever it is for you. But whenever you get closer to that goal, something inside sabotages you. You undercharge, you give things away for free. If you lend money to a friend, you don't ask for it back because you feel guilty. But all this is not being generous. It's a feminine conditioning, teaching you that women who receive fully are greedy, selfish, or bad. And your nervous system is protecting you against that shame. And if you're thinking that I'm completely healed, no, that is why I'm doing this alongside with you, so you can track and see in real life how this goes. Because these things are not just dealt with in a flip of a switch. You can't heal within one day what has been accompanying you since childhood. That's why it takes a little more work than that. So with every little piece that you learn about yourself on the way, you are manifesting what you truly desire. So here are some more of my money shadows, just as an example. Starting with the basic stuff. Maybe you also grew up with the saying that money doesn't grow on trees, or women that care about money are shallow, or just watching people in your family apologize for spending. These are things all rooted down to childhood. My childhood. My body learned that wanting money is being greedy, and being greedy is loss of approval. And as a child, you don't want to be not approved. You want to fit in. You want to be part of the tribe. So that's where the foundation lays. You don't want to feel left out. You want to merge in the group. So even now as an adult, these sentences still run the show. So now a couple of specific examples I wrote down for you. So first of all, my dad. My dad is the god of not spending or not overspending. I used to go shopping with him, grocery shopping with him for 3 hours because he would compare prices of tinned beans. So now I'm grown, I kind of do that too. But I do it to an extent that I end up paralyzed, making bigger decisions, like switching the electricity supplier. I procrastinate on these things because I'm petrified that he might come up and find a better offer. And he still just lives next door, so I am confronted with this subconsciously on a daily basis. Another example, someone close to me has a gambling addiction. And when I was younger, I wiped out my savings more than once just to provide this person with money, not knowing what I was doing, but ending up broke every time. This person used to also guilt trip me when I got parcels oh, you're spending money again. You could give it to me and I would make it grow. Now, in several cases, I ended up spending more time with my parents, eating with my parents and raiding their refrigerator and pantry. So my parents did like the extra company, but they was wondering, what is happening here? She's earning good money, but yet she's here filling her bags with potatoes. So you see, these money shadows also come with other things. Like in that moment, my parents didn't think that I was capable of living. So the money shadow isn't just this one thing. It's like scattered into your whole life, in my case. Next thing, I was in a relationship with a guy that brought his own money shadows. His parents were divorced and his mom was living and providing for 3 children on her own. And at one point, when we grew older, we ended up living in my house, in my parents' house. And my parents wanted me to know how life is, so they asked me for a rent, a very minimal amount of rent, just so that I know that there are ongoing costs and blah, blah, blah. And this person decided, although he was living with me full-time, not to chip in. And his excuse was he didn't want to give any money because he didn't want to make my parents richer, because they was rich already. But we wasn't rich. We was constantly spending money on this house, renovating it, repairing things. And even now, 2026, it is still not finished. So that's my next money shadow, this house. It feels like no matter the amount of rent that comes in, the money seems to be already spent on future projects, renovations. We need a new heating. And this triggers an anxiety in me because that's the things that I see, but I don't know if anything else will happen, like a leakage or anything. So that was actually a money shadow that I didn't know that I had until I just spoke it out. And the last one that I had written down was work. I never asked for a raise, although I talked to people on the same level as me, finding out how much they was earning and realizing that I was significantly below that and not getting my guts together to actually ask for a raise. Now, I'm not just talking about one company. Even though I had many more responsibilities and many more projects going on, working overtime, and these people were still getting more money than me, that was very frustrating. But what was even more frustrating is that I didn't show up for myself and asked for more money, because that also maybe would have meant that I would have said that I talked to this person. And it's in our contract, and I know now why, that we should not talk about salaries. So I thought to myself, to heck with all this, I'm going to make my own money. So I decided to create my own business and then realized that I have to ask people for money. So as soon as I had the opportunity to make money, I gave my stuff away for free, leading to burnout, frustration, and resentment. So you see, the money shadow can come up in many ways. So you're not undercharging because you're humble. You're undercharging because your nervous system believes that that dark feminine quality of receiving, of taking, demanding, desiring things equals greed, equals danger, that people might like you less and you won't fit into that tribe. So until you give your body that evidence that you can learn receiving, embody receiving, and simultaneously being loved and accepted, your under-earning stays. Now that was from a business perspective, but I think many of you can relate. And if you're actively trying to get out of this, I tried it all, affirmations, journaling, but that's not what shifted the wheel. That's why I created that shadow work challenge, where I'm also taking you with me and showing you where I'm tracking my money blocks and practicing receiving without feminine guilt. If you want to learn more about how you can step into your feminine power, then do subscribe, join the community, and maybe one of these videos would be of interest to yours. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.